Hello, I apologise for the crunchy camera quality, but it is late at night and I wanted to film this today because it's quite exciting. You'll see why. But I've realised that my face is quite red and just not looking my best, but it's fine. This is going to be a short clip and then the rest of the video will be crisp and pristine, I promise. But the reason I'm filming this now is because something has arrived today that shouldn't really have arrived today. Very exciting. Obviously it's a book. I mean, what else am I going to talk about on this channel? What was I trying to sing there? I'm trying to sing like that. Oh, what am I doing? Here it is. It is Chain of Iron, the next book in the Chain of Gold Last Hours. The next book in the Last Hours series by Cassandra Clare. If you've been on this channel for a while, or even if you've just been here recently, you'll probably know that I am obsessed with Cassandra Clare. She'll always have me whipped. I loved The Mortal Instruments as a little young teen, and I still love all of her stories. I think each book just gets better and better, and the world remains interesting and exciting even after years of, books coming out. I still can't believe that she always leaves me wanting more despite how much of this world I've already read, if that makes sense. There's still new things to discover, which is pretty incredible. Yeah, it's currently 2:18 a.m. on Sunday the 28th of Feb, so this actually arrived today, which was Saturday. My god, I make this so hard for myself by filming past midnight because I'm like, today's Sunday, but like technically not yet. But yeah, the reason that's significant is because this book isn't out until the 2nd of March. So I got this like a full 3 days early, which is very exciting. So I'm just going to drop everything, shove my nose in this book, and hopefully like get it finished around the release date, and maybe I can, bang out a video, bang out a little reading vlog, and like be there, on time with the trend and not weeks after the way I usually am. So yeah, it goes without saying that I am very hyped to read this one. Very nervous too though, because I'm pretty sure I've forgotten a lot of the major details that happen in book one, but I'm hoping that like a cursory glance at a synopsis somewhere and like just reading this will bring things back. I'm hoping, because like I don't want to be rereading Chain of Gold before I read this, because like I just want to read it at the time everyone else is and like get hyped. It's actually been years since I've read a Cassandra Clare book in real time. I've always been playing catch up, because if you saw my like Shadowhunters books aren't aesthetic or whatever the title of the video is, if you watch that video you'll know my frustration at the UK publishers of the Shadowhunter series, the Shadowhunters books. They always change the sizes and the covers, and so I just made a decision a couple of years ago to just wait and get the US editions, because the US editions are uniform across every single series and sub-series, but that often means that when the books come out on release day in UK I can't get them, so I have to either like order them in advance to be shipped, or I just have to wait until they come on eBay or something. But I managed to track this one down earlier than normal, so I'm actually going to get to read it in real time and I won't be playing catch up where I was with the other books in this series, and I'm very excited. So yeah, gonna dive into this one tonight and I will let you know how it goes. apologise for the subdued energy. I really wanted this to be a really exciting, fun, gushing reading vlog. You know, this is one of my most anticipated books of the year. I love Shadowhunter books. It's a great time, but I'm sad. So in the first clip of this video I said that I got the book a few days early, so my initial plan was to like just immerse myself, blitz through the book, and then I could maybe get the reading vlog up on the release date or like the day after the release date, like get right in there and like with all the buzz, all of that. That didn't happen, which is fine. That's fine. I think I worked better going at a slower pace simply because my memory isn't the greatest. So for the first kind of 100 pages of a new Shadowhunters book, I'm like reacquainting myself, and I think if I'd rushed through it, I would just quickly forget who's who, who's related to who, who's crushing on who kissed who, you know? And actually going at a much slower pace really helps me immerse back into the world so that I know who's who, I feel secure in the story, and I can then blitz on after like the 100-page mark. So it was going well, and this vlog was going well, and the vlog was going to be up tomorrow. Today it's Saturday, so it's about a week after the first clip in this video, and the vlog was meant to go up tomorrow. It's not happening. I'm only halfway through the book, so I had to quickly rush together another video for tomorrow, and I've just edited and uploaded that, like scheduled that, and it's like 3 AM and my Twitter account has just been hacked by someone in Saudi Arabia. They've changed all of the language to Arabic. I can't get back into the account because they've changed the email associated with the account, and I'm just done, you know? I'm not very good at technology, like at the best of times, and I just can't wrap my head around someone hacking people's Twitter accounts for what? Like, I only have 1,000 followers, only like 10 of them interact with me. What is the fucking point of hacking my Twitter account? I'm like miles away from you. I'm across the other side of the world. No one wants to buy your fucking app. Like, leave me alone. All I wanted to do was tweet about books and films in peace. And no, I have to deal with this bollocks. So, and I was quite upset by it, and I know that's really stupid because, like, sure, it's just a social media account, and like, worst case scenario, I'll just have to make a new one. But like, I made that Twitter account in like 2009. There's like over a decade of my life is documented on there, and they've not deleted the tweets. My tweets are still there. It's just the picture is different, and the name is in fucking Arabic, and there's like a tweet at the top of the page that's selling some bollocks. Like, it's just not what I needed. And you know, I was gonna read tonight and like do a little update clip, and I just feel like crap. But anyway, in brighter news, here's the book. I'm halfway through it and it's really good. It doesn't look as cute as it does with the dust jacket on, but I don't want to ruin the dust jacket, so I take it off when I read. And it's really good. I forgot to say at the beginning of this video that there will be no spoilers, so don't worry, you're safe to watch this if you haven't yet got to the last hour series. But if you haven't, I want this video to be an advert for it because it's so good. I think Cassandra Clare's writing just keeps getting better and better, and I can't believe that after like 15, 16 books I still want to spend more time in this world. I just think that's such a testament to the way that she's written it and the way that she's crafted it. Impeccable. So this book opens with a wedding, which I totally forgot about, so that was really exciting. I was like, wait, oh my god, they're getting married. Amazing. But this is a Cassandra Clare book, so it ain't no straightforward wedding. No, 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 no. It's a wedding of convenience, so the two people that are getting married are only getting married to save one of their reputations, and so like everyone thinks they're in love, but they're not really in love, except one of them is in love with the other one, and nobody knows. Peak drama. I love it. This is what I thrive on. As much as I'm here for the beautiful world building and the found family in all of the books, I love, you know, the different institutes and the different Shadowhunters that, you know, operate at the different institutes and all of the relationships between them. I just love a good squad, a good team. And in this series, we have this group of friends called the Merry Thieves, and that is made up of James Herondale, who is Will and Tessa's son, Christopher Lightwood, who is it Cicely and Gideon's son? I don't know who married who in the Infernal Devices, I'm sorry. Then there's Thomas Lightwood, who's Christopher's cousin. And then there's Matthew Fairchild, who is Henry and Charlotte's son. And those four lads, those four boys, make up the Merry Thieves. And then aside from them, we've got Lucy Herondale, who is James's sister, Will and Tessa's daughter, and Cordelia Carstairs, who's not related to any of them, apart from her brother, Alistair. And I also forgot about the most iconic queen in this book, and I'm so happy to see her again, Anna Lightwood, who I'd love to say is like my namesake, you know, named after me, iconic, but she's just too iconic for me. Like, she sets the bar so high for the name Anna, and I can never reach her. She swans around Edwardian London, flirting with posh women, having affairs with like different aristocracy, and like, you know, flirting with all these ladies and wearing suits and smoking and showing up at like the most inopportune time, late. Iconic. I love her. So as I mentioned, this book starts with a wedding, so that's very exciting. And then it takes a little bit to get going, which I kind of appreciate, because like I said, I usually use the first 100 pages or so to reacquaint myself in the world, and Cassandra Clare is just a master at like weaving in the bits of information that you need to remember, but it not being info dumpy. I don't know how she does it, but like, I thank her, because my memory, it ain't shit. And I was a little bit shook that the little quote at the start of the book was by fucking Jack the Ripper. I was like, Cassandra, honey, really? It was such whiplash, because the dedication is so cute. The dedication is for Rick Riordan, another one of my favourite kind of iconic YA authors. And I was like, oh, so cute. And then I turned the page and then it was like, Jack the Ripper. I was like, oh, hello. What's going on? What's happening? Tonal shift. But as usually happens in most Shadowhunter books, there is some mysterious murders happening, and the Shadowhunters have to work out who's being targeted, who's doing the murders, and it's great. And I really love the setting of Edwardian London too. Like, there are like mentions of streets and areas that I recognise because I live in London. Although I'm pretty sure Cassandra Clare has never been to London in the winter time. There was a line at the beginning of a chapter recently that was like, London in winter is worthy of poetry. And I was like, really, honey? Really? You have never run through a wet, disgusting, busy street in the freezing cold to Charing Cross station, have to rush past people, missing your train by 1 minute, and then having to stand in the freezing cold at the platform with your teeth chattering. You can see your bloody breath in the air. Your fingers go completely red to that point where I can't even like open Spotify on my phone. I'm just like shivering. That's London in the winter. It's not fucking poetry. But in Cassandra Clare books, winter is poetry. The snow is falling from the grey sky against the cracked windows of the Institute. There is a warm glow emanating from the heart of the Institute, and everyone is happy, and it is just the nicest place to be. So if it wasn't already clear, I'm really enjoying myself so far. I'm on page 310, which is chapter 14. Chapter 14 is called The Flaming Forge, and Cordelia and Matthew are just about to go on a little excursion to visit somebody, because Cordelia has been having some problems with Cortana, the sword. It has been letting her down, and it ain't the time to be let down by your weapon when there's a rando going around killing people. So yeah, I'll update you in the coming days. I don't know if this is going to be the perfect distraction from my stupid Twitter meltdown drama sadness, or if my sadness is going to stop me from reading. We'll see. I will report back. I will let you know. she is done. First of all, the most important update of this reading vlog. My Twitter account has been restored, and I'm very happy about it. I can now go back to tweeting into the void. Oh, amazing. So I have this very eve just finished Chain of Iron. And I have some questions. The highlight of this book for me was definitely the beginning and the end. The beginning I loved simply because I loved falling back into this world, being reacquainted with characters that I had forgotten about. Particularly loved seeing Anna Lightwood again, really like her. I'm also really fond of Alistair, who was kind of like the stuck-up older brother, mean character in the first book, but he's done a lot of, you know, growing. There's a lot of kind of character arc there with Alistair, and he's kind of grown into a very different character. He's done some like reflecting, and I'm really proud of him, and I really liked how his arc went in this book. And as always, Miss Cassandra is tugging at my heartstrings. I always say that I love her romances, but I think what I particularly love is that she is so good at coming up with obstacles to romance, and not obstacles that irritate me either. It's never like miscommunication, or maybe sometimes actually miscommunication is like a big part of the ending to this, which is probably why I have questions and I'm like a little bit on edge. But usually it's two people that know how they feel for each other and they verbalize how they feel for each other, but there's some big bad reason why they can't be together and they have to fight against this reason. And I think that's why The Dark Artifices is like one of my favourites of all of her series, because I just love that, like, we're in love and we know we're in love, but we just can't be together, and there's so much yearning and pining. That's what I love, is what I strive for. Whereas the end of this book, I'm rooting for a romance between two characters. I will not be spoiling who, but it is the, you know, fake dating marriage couple that I mentioned earlier, and there's a really annoying miscommunication that happens towards the end, and someone is running after somebody and they just miss them, and if they'd only caught up and explained, things would be oh so different. And then someone else has revealed their love for one of the people in this coupling, and I don't know how to feel about it, because I like that character, I do, and I don't know if this is going to turn into like a love triangle stitch, because that would really not be fun. And since the series is following the lives of the kids of the people in the Infernal Devices, it would be a little bit strange if there was also a love triangle central to this plot, because obviously a love triangle was so central to the Infernal Devices. That was like the whole kind of romantic element of like that series, and it would just be kind of strange if that repeated itself with their children. So I'm really hoping it's not setting up a love triangle and it's just this person has revealed their love and it's just like accepted and being like, you know, glad that you revealed that and got it off your chest and now you can move on type of confession. I hope that's what it is. And if I see any people shipping it, no, I will be coming to your house. I'm kidding, it's fine, you can ship it. Like I said, the highlight was definitely the beginning and the end, because those were the bits where most things happened. I did feel like it dragged slightly in the middle. I mean, I enjoyed being back in this world, but it did feel a little bit like almost a retread of the first book, in a sense that we didn't really develop much in terms of the romantic subplots, apart from maybe with Alistair. That was a really lovely section for me. Loved that for him, although that was also painful, so thank you Cassandra for that. But a lot of the main characters at the end of this book are sort of in a similar position to where they were at the end of Chain of Gold, I think. I mean, there's been clear developments for Lucy and Jessie, and I'm very eager to see how that turns out, because they are currently missing off on their own. And I really don't know what's going to happen there. But like James, Cordelia, Matthew, Thomas, all of them, you know, all of the main characters sort of in the same place. Like we're still waiting for, you know, Belial, this Prince of Hell demon, what his big plan is. He's appeared in Chain of Gold and now Chain of Iron, and I still am no closer to figuring out what the end goal is. So I know that this had to be a trilogy, because that's obviously like the symmetry of the Shadowhunter world. It's like trilogy, but I don't know what exactly got resolved in this book, just more stuff happened, which was interesting, but also slightly unsatisfying, and maybe that's just like the symptom of it being the middle book in a series, and perhaps like I just am impatient and want the next one now, and maybe if I had the next one now I wouldn't be so unsatisfied with how this experience has ended. But don't get me wrong, I'm very excited for the next book. I have questions, and I'm a little bit nervous, like I said, about this potential for a love triangle that hasn't, you know, manifested yet, and I hope it doesn't, because that would be weird. I feel like that would be weird. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know how else to wrap up this vlog. I don't have a lot to say that's obviously not spoilery. I'm trying to be as vague as I possibly can be, but those are my main takeaways from the book. Enjoyed being back in the Shadowhunter world. Love Anna Lightwood. Really care for Alistair and how his story is going. Really want my couple to be together, and really hope it doesn't go into a love triangle, because that would annoy me, kind of, maybe. They just all deserve to be happy, and currently they're not, and that's upsetting me. So when is the next one coming out? That's the thing. At the beginning of this reading vlog, I was so excited to like read this in real time with everybody, because it's been years, like I said, because of my ridiculous having to track down the correct editions, because the UK publishes them in a way that angers me, and apparently lots of other people. I made a video all about how annoyed I was by how they kept changing the covers and the formats, and that got 3,000 views. It's the most viewed video on my channel, and I got lots of comments of people saying that they had felt the same anger and they felt very seen, so I'll link that down below if you haven't seen that. But anyway, like I said, because of that reason, because the UK was trash at publishing these books, and I've spent years trying to track down the correct matching editions that I want, because of that, it had been years since I'd read a Cassandra Clare book in real time, with it just coming out and like seeing everyone's reactions at the time of its release. And while that's been interesting, and I've enjoyed seeing everyone's reactions and like being part of the discourse, well, not really bringing any hot takes, but anyway, the only downside of that is that now I have to wait like a year and a half for the next book. So I played myself, and I didn't think this through. So of course, if you have read this book, please tell me what you think in the comments, because I don't think any of my close bookish friends are this far ahead in the Shadowhunter world. They're not this far on. Some of them have read the earlier series, some of them haven't read any of it, some of them have only read one book or whatever. So if you're this far ahead in your reading Chain of Gold, Chain of Iron, do speak to me in the comments. I am very keen to talk about this book. And if you haven't read the series, do you want to? Have I made it intriguing? Have I made this book appeal to you? And if so, tell Cassandra Clare, maybe, and then maybe, I don't know, I'll be put on some kind of PR list. That would be exciting. Whether you've read this series or not, I really hope you enjoyed this reading vlog, the highs and lows of me being hacked. Very exciting. That's the peak of excitement that my life gets to now. That's what the quarantine and pandemic has done to me. That's the most stressful and interesting thing that's happened since the beginning of the year, was me being hacked. So anyway, I really hope you enjoy this reading vlog, and I will see you soon with another video soon. Bye.